everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a different type of video than what I've normally done. This will be the second time I'll be doing in this style of video, so I'm going to be doing this a couple of times throughout 2023 NRL season. I do enjoy doing it this way. I hope you guys do as well. In today's video though, I will be revealing my top 8 NRL predictions or bold predictions that are likely going to happen in the 2023 NRL season. That could happen, most likely, or may not even happen. These will range from who I think will make the grand final, the two teams make the grand final, top try scorer, and a couple of other things that will happen throughout the 2023 NRL season. If you agree or disagree with what I bring up in this video, that's okay. Comment down below if you agree or disagree, or what predictions would you put in this countdown. Without further ado, let's get into today's video. Now, these predictions are in no particular order, and these are also my own personal opinion. So there's no self-hatred or nothing like that for this. It's just my personal opinion. Like I said before, if you agree or disagree with what I say, just comment down below what other changes you would do. Without further ado, my first coming in 8th place, the first prediction that's going to happen in the 2023 NRL season is Campbell Graham debuting for the New South Wales Blues. Now, Campbell Graham plays for the South Sydney Rabbitohs, who is an amazing centre who's been playing with the club since the year 2017. He's one of the more underrated players in the game. He's been out with a couple of injuries every season, and he doesn't get the recognition to play in the New South Wales Blues. But I reckon in the 2023 season, this will be his year. Sure, you got like Burton, Tedesco, Tom Trbojevic, Latrell Mitchell, all those guys, or Matt Burton, who can play in the centres. But I'm hoping, or even Jack Whiten. But I believe Campbell Graham should be playing in the 2023 State of Origin squad, whether it's for all 3 games or just 2 of them, even starting from the bench. I'll be okay with that as long as he plays State of Origin. He's one of the more unappreciated players in the NRL right now. He's hands down probably the best, probably not the best centre, but definitely a top 5 centre in my personal opinion. And it's not because I'm just a Rabbitohs fan. If you see him play well in every game he plays in, he just shows it. Unfortunately, it's just a bit of injuries. That's made him not played for State of Origin, but I'm hoping in 2023 that will happen. My second prediction that's going to be happening in the 2023 NRL season is what coach should be sacked first. Now, we've seen over a couple of years, we've seen a lot of bottom 8 teams coaches being sacked in each season, roughly 3 to 4 coaches sacked per year. And who do I think will be the first coach to be sacked in the 2023 NRL season? I believe that's going to be Anthony Griffin, that's the George Illawarra Dragons coach. Now, I reckon he's going to be the first one sacked, mainly because the Dragons have been having an awful off-season in the 2022-23 off-season, probably the worst out of all the clubs at the moment. Players been saying they don't want to be there, even though a couple have said they want to be there, even though that's completely fucking false. Anthony Griffin can't control all these players. He's been using all these old players to play in the game. They've got a lot of young players, but they're not being used, so they might as well go somewhere else if Griffin is not going to utilise any of the young players. So I reckon he will be the first coach sacked in 2023 by round 6. You hear that right? Round 6, he'll be the first one to be sacked. And in my third prediction for the 2023 NRL season is that the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs will make the top 8. Now, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs have been pretty much the most overhyped team in recent memory over the 2022 NRL season and 23 off season, mainly due to the fact they've got a lot of great players in their squad. Like, I don't know how they managed to fit it under the salary cap before the salary cap got announced for 2023, which was very, very funny. They've got a lot of star players. You've got like Adokar, Matt Burton, Jake Alavillo, Braden Burns, and got a lot more, Pankai Jr. as well, etc. And they've just got an amazing squad. So I'm hoping they're going to be making the top 8 in 2023. Now, if they do not make the top 8, they're going to be they'll be the most disappointing team in recent memory. Now, last time I can probably think of a team being overhyped and being very disappointed was, ooh, well, a couple of years, can't think of the team right now, but a couple of years ago they were hyped and they didn't make the eight. Anyways, I hope the Bulldogs will make the top eight. What position they'll make the top eight, I'm uncertain, but I'm thinking they'll probably finish between fifth to eighth place or something along the lines of that. So I reckon the Bulldogs will make the top eight in 2023. And speaking of the Bulldogs, come in my next prediction, I reckon the top try scorer for 2023. No, it's not going to be Alex Johnson. I'm actually, I think it's time to put another player to get the top try scorer, and I reckon this player will definitely be the top try scorer in 2023, and that person is Josh Adokar. Now, he did score around 15 to 16 tries at the Kennedy Bankstown Bulldogs in his first season there in 2022, and I reckon he's going to score the most amount of tries in 2023. Yeah, sure, you got Alex Johnson, you got Brian Toto, Talon Main, even Daniel Tupou, etc., and Tony Staggs and Servan Cobbo and all those players who could get the top try scorer. But I reckon Josh Adokar will get the top try scorer this year. How many tries he will score? I reckon he will get 28 tries in the 2023 season. So Adokar to be the top try scorer. Now we switch from the teams to the Dally M. Now, getting the Dally M is a bit tricky, as you have to pretty much be the most perfect player in the entire NRL for that year. In 2023, I've got three players who I think could win the Dally M, and I'll let you guys know who I think will win it most likely. The first one I'll bring up is James Tedesco. Obviously, he's hands down the best fullback in the entire world right now. He plays so amazing at his age. I think he's 29 or 30 years old this year, and he's been the best player in the NRL for the last couple of years, hands down. Now, I know, yes, he's already won the Dally M back in 2019, but nothing's stopping him to get a second one. A couple of other players have won the Dally M medal two or more times before James Tedesco, so I reckon he's in for a real chance to win the Dally M for 2023. Another one that I'll bring up is Nathan Cleary. Now, he's been very close to winning the Dally M medal for the last couple of seasons, as he's been pretty much the best halfback in the game as well for the last couple of years. It's just only been injury and suspension that's kept them out. 2021 injury kept them out from winning the Dally M medal because Tommy Turbo was just pretty much the better player. 2022, he was suspended for I think it was 8 games. He was suspended for a high tackle towards the end of the game, and that kept him out of pretty much winning the Dally M. Which if you get a suspension, you're pretty much not going to win the Dally M medal for that year. So I reckon this year could be his year. He's my second choice who could win the Dally M, and my final choice. Now this one might be a bit surprising, and it's from the Rabbitohs. I'm going Latrell Mitchell to win his first Dally M medal as well. Now, not because I've been biased, but ever since he came back from his injury in 2022, his hamstring, he's been one of the more dominating halfbacks out there in the NRL, and he pretty much carried the Rabbitohs along with Cody Walker and Damien Cook to a top 8 finals series, all the way to the preliminary finals until we lost to the Panthers 32-12. Now, as long as he stays healthy and injured free, and he doesn't cop a suspension, now he's been getting a lot more better ever since he came back from his injury. So I reckon he's going to have a breakout year in 2023, and being pretty much the best player on the field in the Rabbitohs, along with Damien Cook and Cameron Murray, Cody Walker, and etc. So I reckon he could win the Dally M medal as well in 2023. So that's three amazing players who could win it. But who do I see winning the Dally M medal? Well, out of those three, although I love to pick Mitchell to win the Dally M, I think I might have to go with Nathan Cleary. Now he's pretty much, but he's like I said before, he's the best halfback in the game. He carries he's for a young player, he's already accomplished so much. He's already been a Dally M halfback of the year. I was about to say hooker for some reason. He's won 2 premierships with the Panthers. He's made 3 grand finals in a row, one minor premiership, And if he wins the Dally M medal, I believe he's going to win to be the youngest player in years. That's won all those accomplishments very early in his career, and he's also won the Clive Churchill medal as well, which he won in 2021. When the Panthers won that grand final against my team 14-12. So I reckon Nathan Cleary will win the 2023 Dally M medal. And I think Tedesco will be second, and then Latrell Mitchell. Sorry, Bunnies fans. Well, I would love Mitchell to win it, but there might be a chance he'll probably get injured or cop a suspension. That's not going to be good. My next bold prediction for the 2023 NRL season is now a match. Now, this match I'm talking about is between the Eels and the Panthers in round 4. This is going to be the grand final rematch. And why am I bringing this game up in particular? Well, I reckon the Eels are going to get their revenge against the Panthers in round 4 at CommBank Stadium after the off-field drama and bullshit across the 2022 off-season after the 2022 NRL Grand Final. Jerome Luai and a couple of other Panthers players are all being a bunch of fucking dickheads, and pretty much Jerome Luai is the biggest grub, the biggest fucker in the comp right now. Even though he's apologised, he's going to get heavily booed in the round 4 clash against the Eels. So I reckon Eels will get their revenge. How many points? Well, if I'm being honest, this is a bold prediction. I could change my prediction for this game whenever this game, when round 4 game comes eventually. But I'm going to go the Eels to win 13 plus, and they're going to smash Jerome Luai in the first tackle. Well, I'm hoping that happens, so I'm hoping the Eels will win that game 13 plus against the Penrith Panthers to get their revenge. And then in round 26, well, I'm not going to predict that far because that's not all the way till August, and that will be the Eels' last game for 2023 at this stage if they don't make the finals. So for this one, I'm hoping the Eels will get the revenge and win 13 plus against the back-to-back defending premiers, the Penrith Panthers. Now, my second last NRL prediction I'm bringing up is who's going to be the best buy player of the year. Now, there's been many excellent players who have signed with great clubs in 2023, but I reckon the best one that's going to happen in the 2023 NRL season most likely is going to be Brendan Smith to the Roosters. Now, he played with Melbourne for the last couple of seasons, and he's going to the Roosters in 2023. Well, it's already 2023, but he'll be playing for the Roosters for the very first time, and he's going to be the starting hooker for the squad. Now, having Brendan Smith on the Roosters squad, and you've got James Tedesco, Luke Keary, and Sam Walker, and along with Brendan Smith, and also if you want to count Victor Radley as your spine, if you want to count your 13, that's going to be pretty much the best spine in 2023, hands down. There's going to be no one going to be stopping them in 2023. In my personal opinion, I think the Roosters will do well in 2023, and Brendan Smith is going to be, alongside James Tedesco, is going to be their best players in 2023. So I reckon Brendan Smith will lead the. Well, this is going to be a spoiler for number 1, but I'm expecting Brendan Smith to lead the Roosters to at least a preliminary final to make the grand final. If what I'm going to discuss in the next one. So Brendan Smith to be the best buy of 2023. And then in my final NRL prediction, this is going to be probably the most surprising one if it happens. Now, what I mentioned the Roosters in the previous one. Now, this one, I'm talking about who is going to make the 2023 NRL Grand Final. So I've said the Roosters, so I believe they will make the 2023 NRL Grand Final because they're going to be pretty much having the best squad in recent years. I know we said that for 2022, but injuries hampered them. Hit them hard, but this year, I reckon 2023 is going to be a better year for the Roosters. And who's going to be the other team that makes the 2023 NRL Grand Final? Well, I reckon it's going to be their arch nemesis, their number 1 next door neighbour, the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, before you think about it, you may think I'm being a bit biased here, and maybe I am, but hear me out. Rabbitohs and Roosters have not met in a grand final at all in the NRL era. The last time they met back in an NRL Grand Final was during the 1950s and 1960s, and these two were very close to making the Grand Final a couple of years ago, back in 2018. But unfortunately, they played in the preliminary final, which was the final game at Allianz Stadium. And most recently, in 2022, they made the elimination final together, which the Rabbitohs won that game 30-14, but it wasn't the result. It was the 7 sin bin saga that happened in that game. 7 players, 4 from the Rabbitohs and 3 from the Roosters, were sin bin in that game, and that was pretty much the most blood feud game I've seen between the two clubs ever since I've been a South Sydney supporter for all my life. Now, I reckon the drama between the two clubs, the intense rivalry, is going to occur in rounds 3 and 27 at Allianz and the Core Stadium, respectively. And I reckon both of these teams will make the grand final in 2023. Now, I could change my grand final later in the year, but I don't think I will. So I reckon it will be the Roosters against the South Sydney Rabbitohs, the best rivalry in the NRL competition right now, or the oldest rivalry in the book, is going to make the 2023 NRL Grand Final. And that's the case. If Grand Finals play at Allianz, or even if it's at the court, it's going to be a fucking sellout. So I'm hoping this will happen in 2023. If it doesn't, then I will look forward to rounds 3 and 27 anyway, and if we meet them in the finals as well. But if it does happen, I'm going to be going to the game. I'm hoping this will happen. And with that, everyone, this will come towards the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you agree or disagree with any of the predictions that might happen in the 2023 NRL season, if you agree or disagree with what I said, comment down below. What other predictions would you make in the 2023 NRL season? Comment down below. I would love to hear what you guys say. But without further ado, this will come towards the end of the video. And for the remainder of January and start of February before the NRL trials start, I will be doing the season previews for all of the other 15 clubs. I've done the Panthers and I've done the Warriors. If you haven't seen any of those videos, I've already made a playlist that's called 2023 NRL season previews. So make sure you go check them out if you haven't yet. But anyways, everyone, this will come towards the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.